Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, welcome. My name is Aries, and if you're not new here, thank you so much, my return subscribers, my girls, my boys. So thank you so much for clicking my video again and again. And yeah, as you can see, today we have something to talk about. Alright, so it's about your inner child. Alright, today's topic, we're gonna talk about your inner child. So let me just sit properly first. Alright, there's a voice inside you that hasn't spoken in a long time. Not because it disappeared, not because it stopped existing, right? But because life got louder, responsibility getting heavier and all, expectations got higher, and somewhere along the way you actually stopped listening to yourself. Yet that voice is still there, patiently waiting for you, the part of you that wants to dream without limits, the part of you that laughed without a reason, the part of you that believed anything was possible for you. Your inner child is actually calling you back home. Alright? It's actually calling you back home. Not to the house that you grew up in, but actually it's not to the streets that you used to walk, but to the person that you were before fear taught you to doubt yourself, before the world convinced you that you needed to be someone else. And perhaps today is the day that you find an answer to that call. Alright, so let me just sit properly first. Okay, so the child that you used to be, right? So actually before life became complicated, right? There was a version of you that existed naturally, a version of you that wasn't worried about fitting in, right? And a version of you that didn't measure their worth through achievements, money, followers, or approval. You're just a child that curious, creative, fearless, and you ask questions, right? You imagine impossible things. You explore the world with wonder and all. You weren't perfect, you know that, but you were actually very authentic, yeah. Then little by little things change. You experiences rejections, failure, criticism, disappointments, and all, judgment. People told you who you should be, what you should want, and how you should act. And without realizing it, you began trading pieces of yourself for acceptance, not because you wanted to, because you thought that you had to. So growing up is not the same as losing yourself. Remember this. So there's a misconception that maturity requires abandoning your inner child, that growing up means becoming serious all the time, practical all the time, productive all the time. But growing older and losing yourself are not the same thing, right? Somewhere along the journey, many people stop creating, stop dreaming, stop playing, stop being, curious. Not because they outgrew those things, but because they become convinced that those things no longer matter for them. Yeah. So, yeah. But you see, the child within you doesn't disappear. It simply waits, waiting for the moment that you remember. waiting for the moment that you reconnect with the joy that you once came naturally, waiting for the moment that you realize that success means very little if you have lost the ability to feel alive. So, yeah. For some people, hearing the words inner child brings war. For others, it brings pain. Because not every childhood was easy, right? Some people grew up feeling unseen, unheard, misunderstood. Some learned to stay quiet to avoid conflict. Some learned to hide emotions. Some learned that love had conditions to attach to it. And some people grew up not in a good family. And those lessons don't always stay in childhood. The child who felt rejected, you see, those lessons, they actually follow us into adulthood. The child who felt rejected may become the adult who constantly seeks approval from outsider. The child who felt abandoned may become the adult who fears being left behind. The child who never felt good enough may become the adult who never stops proving themselves. And sometimes the exhaustions you're feeling today isn't coming from your present life. It is coming from the wounds that you have been carrying for years since you were a child. Wounds that never had a chance to heal. Yeah. So many people spend their lives trying to become worthy of love, worthy of success, worthy of happiness, but your inner child isn't asking you to become perfect. They're asking you to become present. They're asking you to listen, to acknowledge their fears, to honor their dreams, to stop abandoning them every time that life gets difficult. So imagine meeting the younger version of yourself today. The child that you once were standing in front of you. Will they be impressed by your achievements? Your current achievements? Maybe. But actually more importantly, will they even recognize you? Yeah. Will they see someone who still knows how to love, still knows that how to dream, how to hope, or will they see someone carrying burdens that they were never meant to carry alone? Yep. So the healing begins when you stop judging that younger version of yourself and start protecting them. Because your energy is so precious. Alright? So home is not always a place. Sometimes home is a feeling of safety, a feeling of, belonging. For many people, the journey through lives becomes a search for home, searching through careers, relationships, achievements, possessions. Okay, I'm back. Yep, I'm back. Alright, so yeah. It's just you guys trying to find something that fills the emptiness inside of you right now. But what if the thing that you have been searching for has been with you all along? What if the coming home means that reconnecting with the parts of yourself that you neglected for so long, the dreams that you abandoned, the passions that you ignore, the joy that you postponed, the authenticity that you bury beneath the expectations? So perhaps the reasons that you feel disconnected isn't because you have lost yourself, it is because you have wandered so far from who you truly are, and now your inner child is gently guiding you back. So I want you to answer the call. I want you to answer the call. Today, your inner child is not asking you to relieve the past. They are asking you to reclaim what's been forgotten, to create again, to wonder again, to believe again, to forgive yourself again, to stop treating yourself like an enemy, to stop speaking to yourself in ways that you have never spoken to someone that you love, to remember that growth doesn't mean becoming someone new. It means returning to who you were always meant to be. Yep. So the strongest people aren't those who suppress their emotions. They're the ones courageous enough to face them. The happiest people aren't those who never struggle. They are the ones who learn how to reconnect with themselves after getting lost. So let's wrap this up. Somewhere inside you, the child you once were is still there. You know? Still dreaming, still hoping, still believing that there's more to life than survival. They don't need you to have all the answers right now. They don't need you to be perfect right now. They don't need you to fix everything overnight. They simply need you to remember them. Like to listen, to care, to come home, because beneath all the stress, beneath all the responsibilities and the expectations that you have faced right now, there's still a beautiful part of you waiting to be embraced. And perhaps the life that you have been searching for begins the moment that you stop running from yourself. So the moment that you answer the quiet voice, the moment that you finally realize your inner child has never stopped calling you, and home has never been as far as you thought. So sometimes the greatest journey isn't traveling somewhere new. It is actually finding your way back to home, which is yourself. Yep, that's it for today, and I hope that you guys don't mind because there is a noise in the background because someone is quarreling, I guess. But yeah, that's all, and thank you so much for watching. That's all.